The clock's running out on December deal drops at Lowe's, but there's still time to wrap up something they'll love. Shop great gifts under $50, like the DeWalt Elite Series 100-piece bit set. Plus, if you order by 2 p.m., you get same-day delivery by 8 p.m. Shop December deal drops while you can. Lowe's. We help, you save.
Si usas la frase persona precavida vale por dos, the Colgate Total Active Prevention System is for you. Con una pasta dental reformulada, un cepillo de dientes innovador y un enjuague bucal antibacterial diseñados para trabajar juntos y ser 15 veces más eficaces al reducir el crecimiento de bacterias in just 6 weeks, starting from week 1. Compared to a non-antibacterial fluoride toothpaste and flat trim toothbrush, helping you prevent oral health problems like cavities and gingivitis before they start. Cómpralo en shop.colgate.com/total and be dentist ready.
This is Optimal Relationships Daily, My Most Romantic Moments with Myself, by Vironika Tugaleva of Vironika.org. A few months ago, I went to Cuba with my parents and a few of their friends. One afternoon, everyone decided to go on a day trip while I chose to stay behind. I needed some alone time. After a long and satisfying workout, I went for a walk along the beach. Within 5 minutes, I had passed the laughing voices and lounge chairs. After a half hour or so, I came across a rocky 2-story high boulder covered in sand and various tropical shrubs. With a little effort and a few scrapes on my hands, I climbed to the top. From there, I could see miles of beach in both directions. I could smell the ocean salt and feel the breeze on my cheeks. Just then, I got a strong urge to do tree pose on top of that rock. Stock photos make it look so easy. It wasn't. First of all, it was hard to find a flat space for my foot, and second, my brain thought it would be considerate to show me what I'd look like after tumbling down the jagged rock, breaking every bone on the way down. But still, I did it. I stood there. I teetered off balance. I laughed. I tried again. I breathed. I switched legs. I looked in the other direction. I smiled at the sun. In that moment, a powerful feeling of love wrapped its arms around me. I thought, what a romantic moment. Later on, when my parents' friend asked me how my evening was, I said I had a very romantic time. He asked, romantic with who? With myself, I answered. He laughed. By yourself? Now, that's something I've never heard before. I can see why it sounded strange. Romance is something we do with other people, right? But at the end of the day, romance is just a word we use to describe experiences of love, mystery, and excitement. And the more I've walked the path of self-discovery, the more I've had those experiences alone. This might not sound terribly exciting to a person who craves romance from a partner. Wouldn't these lonely moments be feeble and inadequate compared to real love? Strangely enough, my solitary romantic experiences have been just as fulfilling and mind-blowing as the ones I've had with my partners, if not better. Maybe it's because I get to experience being the giver and the receiver of a romantic gesture. Maybe it's because I've been through so much horror with myself that each loving moment feels like an accomplishment. Or maybe it's just because I know myself better than anyone else does. So when I give myself what I think I deserve, it feels more real. Since that top-of-the-boulder evening in Cuba, I've been remembering other solo romantic moments in my life. I remember the first time I ever held myself while I cried. I rocked myself. I said, "It'll be okay. I love you. I'm here." When I realized that I rushed through the meals I made for myself as opposed to how careful I was when cooking for others, I started cooking for myself slowly, with care. I remember the first day I slowed down. I still remember the smile on my face when I was eating that sandwich. The moments I've looked into my eyes in the mirror and reminded myself that I'm beautiful and strong. The moments I've looked into my tear-soaked red eyes in the mirror and said, "It's okay if he doesn't understand. I understand. I'm here. I still love you." The first time I wrote a loving letter to myself. I can't express how safe I felt in my own skin at that moment. I decided to share that letter in the second-last chapter of The Art of Talking to Yourself. Every time I read it, I still tear up. It was hard to record this part for the audiobook, that's for sure. All the nights I've taken myself out and danced the night away, feeling not only happy about being alone, but also happy for all the people around me who were together. Taking myself out to art gallery receptions and having silent discussions with myself. The time I went for a long walk on the beach in Costa Rica and caught a mesmerizing purple sunset. Having no camera to capture the moment made it so much more magical. The day I finished writing The Art of Talking to Yourself, rushed to a yoga class, and spent the last half hour crying from the bottom of my soul, thanking myself for putting 4 years into creating and birthing the words I needed to say. There have been so many of these moments. While it seems like most of them have happened in the last 5 years, I wonder if there were good days before that, even when I was knee-deep in self-loathing. Maybe I just don't remember them. I can so easily remember my most romantic moments with Jamie. I can remember such moments with my exes. Not only because I've historically believed that those moments were more important, but also because I've bothered to keep track of them. In each of my relationships, there have been scrapbooks, photo albums, memory boxes. Yet, I've been in a relationship with myself for almost 3 decades, and this post is the first time I've made a list of my romantic moments with myself. I'm sure I could blame all of this on our society, or my upbringing, or Disney movies, but instead, I'm choosing to focus on the beauty of this new way to celebrate my journey. From now on, I'll be commemorating my little moments of self-romance so I can remember them later, so I can thank myself, so I can feel appreciated. It's what I would do for any other person I care about. You just listened to the post titled, My Most Romantic Moments with Myself, by Vironika Tugaleva of Vironika.org.
Looking to get out there and feel the in your hair? Chevy EVs have you covered. Like the Blazer EV, with bold style that's sure to you away. And with Silverado EV, towing is a breeze, with the capability to hitch up and tow with ease. And Equinox EV helps you keep moving along like with confidence. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Hello, I'm Clark Kendall from Kendall Capital. Did you know the DC region ranks 4th in the nation for millionaires? 12% of you have that much or more in investable assets. Most of you got here through hard work and disciplined savings. You don't think of yourself as rich. You're often surprised to find out you have $1 million. We call you middle-class millionaires. That's who we know best. We help you build wealth and enjoy it too. That's my favorite part. Kendall Capital, serving middle-class millionaires.
And a very romantic read from Vironika today, which we thank her for. It's pretty clear that not only does she have such a nice way with words, but also a really nice way of looking after herself. Some really interesting points today about how we show love to others, but not to ourselves, which is something that I know it comes up often, but we really can't acknowledge and contemplate it enough. Perhaps the most evident way, or the way that we're most familiar with, is our tendency to be more patient and more encouraging with our friends than we are with ourselves. A lot of us have a long way to go when it comes to this version of equality, and luckily, we have work like Vironika's to help us out. And, we might also start by asking ourselves, who could I have been at this point had I showed myself the same kindness and compassion that I've shown those who I care about most? Spend some time with that question, and let me know what you come up with. It's time to get going for now, though, everyone. As always, I thank you for coming and showing your support today. Thank you so much for listening until the end as well, and do be sure to come on back tomorrow for another post. That's where your optimal life awaits.